Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, August 13th. Now, we found another international proverb for you, so we'll go ahead and read that for you right now. So this one is from France, and it says, right injuries in sand, kindness in what? So injuries in sand, kindness in what? And we will tell you the answer to that later in our program this morning. We have a couple of meetings to tell you about. We have the Community Activities Committee meeting, which will be at 1:30 p.m. today. And then we have the United Resident Advisory Committee meeting, which will be at 4 p.m. Now you can follow along with these meetings at lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings. On our show today, we have a United update from Sue Margolis, and so she gave us all the interesting information happening with United. And then we have the Rod and Gun Club with Chuck and Jim, and those guys are awesome. They talked a lot about fishing and some of the great activities that they've been doing over the last several months, actually. So we'll take a look at that. And then let's go ahead and go to our resources that we normally do for you regarding COVID-19. We have ochealthinfo.com. We have cdc.gov, covid19.ca.gov, and then we have a county hotline, 714-834-2000. You could always go to our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com. And if you have any questions, you can email them to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Well, I don't know about you, but when I woke up this morning, it was sprinkling. So that wasn't in the forecast, but it looks like we're getting some clouds from the south, a little leftover hurricane stuff. As I mentioned yesterday, it is going to be very warm and downright hot. We have heat advisories coming up today, 89.71, tomorrow 92.74, the next day 95.74, Sunday 90.72, and then we start somewhat of a cooling trend on Monday, 87.70. Then let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset. Our sunrise this morning was 6:12. And our sunset will be 7:39. Thank you very much, Joel Goldstein, for sending another photo of Maui, but a different perspective, of course. Very lovely. It looks kind of like Jurassic Park or King Kong. I think they shot that all out there. So thank you so much. I'm sorry. Mark Rabinowitz, you sent one to me too, but so did Joel. So thank you both. I really appreciate it. If you have a photo that you'd like to share with us, please send it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. When we return, we'll have a United update by Sue Margolis. Stay tuned.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Welcome back. Today I'm joined by Sue Margolis, who has a United update for us. Well, Sue, how are you doing? Things still going good?
Yeah, everybody's healthy that we can see, so it's great. And people are wearing their masks, which is even greater.
Good.
We're taking care of each other.
Yeah, you know, I actually just had an interview not too long ago with the Laguna Woods Foundation, and they're just such nice people, and they were talking about neighbors helping neighbors, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing overall is neighbors helping neighbors.
Great, it's great.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start your update for us.
Okay, well, the United Mutual Board met yesterday, so this is a pretty live update. we had one resolution on the board and we sent it back to committee because it wasn't complete. So we will be bringing it back next month. But we have had some positive developments. We have been doing things. VMS has put in place technology to help shorten the response time from United for buying a unit in United. Before, it was necessary to have 3 directors to go into the community center, which is closed, to sign papers for purchasing properties. The resale office would have to make a hard copy, and the packets were about 1 inch thick that we would have to go through, and all the documents, and then they'd have to scan them all to put them into the file. And so now we are working to make VMS paperless, and we've bought DocuSign. So we are automatically receiving an email when there's a package, and we can respond very quickly and take immediate action. So it's a good thing for the buyers and sellers.
Yeah, well, DocuSign's great. I mean, I started using that when I sold my home a couple years ago. And honestly, I hate seeing that big, thick pile, you know, like you said, like 1 inch thick. So DocuSign's nice, and hopefully everyone are able to participate with that.
Okay, so the ongoing work of this month of the board has been in numerous meetings to finalize the budget, the big budget. This requires consideration of what United's needs and estimating how much it will cost us. And the big unknown is, when will everything be open?
Yeah.
One of the largest unknown also is insurance. We are told that the rates are going up once again, and United was reassessed our value. In order to get insurance, we had to be reassessed. And the value averages out to about 240,000 K per manor. Thus, to be fully insured, we would need to buy $1.5 billion of insurance.
Wow.
But we're being told there isn't anybody that's going by our broker that there's not available at any price. So we're having to sit down and try to figure out what the number should be and how much we can afford to pay for it.
Wow. How interesting that there isn't any insurance company that would really do that.
Right.
I've never heard of that. Well, that's interesting. So what are they?
Last year, it took us 35 companies to make up the $700 million insurance. I keep getting that. So you can see that it's really terribly hard to take care of these things.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, gosh, good luck with that one. Hopefully you'll find somebody that will work with you on that.
Yeah, we're working very hard. There are some these are some of the difficult questions that directors are faced with. How to keep assessments down, maintain the infrastructure, avoid risk, and make this a paradise. Well, maybe not a paradise, but a great place for us to live here.
Right,
right. So there is good news. We have a surplus. Since for 4 months we've furloughed some staff and put on hold a number of projects. Mm-hmm. Any extra money we have will go into the reserve fund and the contingency fund, which should keep the assessments from rising greatly. We're not looking to start any new projects, continue the replacement of the circuit boxes and the lining of the sewage pipes. We're looking to buy some different paint so we can extend the painting to 15 years. Re-roofing will continue on the same schedule. Pavement slurring and replacement will be on the same schedule. And we're looking to catch up on things not done due to the 4-month shutdown.
Okay, great. Great.
So
good.
Things are going to continue as normal as possible. All the boards are working together on some joint projects. 2 of them are the management agreement between the boards and what our expectation of the VMS staff. And the second is the GRF bylaws, which are the mutual expectations of the GRF board. Mm-hmm. These are very large documents, and we're going over them word by word to ensure that everything is clear and meets the village needs. By improving these documents, we hope to avoid confusion and not my job syndrome and have a way to increase efficiency and effectiveness.
Not my job syndrome. That's a good one. I like the way you guys categorize it because it happens anywhere all the time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not always clear, and we're trying to make it as clear as possible.
Okay, great.
This year, the presidents have formed a coalition to work together and try not to duplicate tasks by sharing resources, including legal, which is one of our most expensive resources. The mask resolution was another area we worked together to get consensus and produce a village resolution instead of each mutual having their own. This has been a year where the boards have made good progress of working as a village unit, and we hope this continues for many years. Thank you for allowing me.
Oh, you're welcome. So, sometimes it just takes something like this, like COVID-19, to sort of reset everybody, to sort of realize, wow, what are the important things right now? So we're going to learn a lot of new things because of this, I think.
And the new normal is going to be the new normal. We've got to just figure out what it is.
Right. Well, we're still figuring it out, and same with our governor. He's still figuring it out too. So, or the nation, if you will. So, all right. Well, thank you for continuing updating us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
For the sweaty faces and the hidden smiles, the foggy glasses and the sore ears, the determined looks and the muffled laughs. A simple piece of fabric makes a big statement. I care. Let's all do our part to slow the spread. Wear a mask. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Jim and Chuck, who are here on behalf of the Rod and Gun Club. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Good.
Very well, thank you.
Good. Well, even though we are on COVID-19 stuff, have you found a little time to go fishing?
Yes, we have.
Good. Now, before we get into some of the activities, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Rod and Gun Club and what it entails?
Okay. We're a club that's specifically geared towards people who want to participate in outdoor sports of fishing or shooting. In shooting, people always ask me, what do you shoot? We target shoot at a indoor range called the On Target local range. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to shoot and fish to be in the club. You can do one or the other or both if you want to. The club has meetings. We have membership meetings twice a month, and we have charters twice a month.
May I ask you, on the charters, is it a boat that you guys charter alone or with other people?
No, just us.
Okay.
And it's a boat called the Sum Fund at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, and it's the first and the third Monday of every month. We leave the dock at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we return at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You go to various places?
Yeah. Wherever the skipper thinks that the fish are biting. We've been fishing quite a bit up off of San Onofre, or down. I guess that'd be down, right?
Be kind of down, yeah. Down south a little bit. Well, that's good. Are the waters still warmer down there these days?
Yes.
Okay. And what have you been catching?
Well, lately on those trips we've been catching rockfish, which is 37 different species of rockfish. So there's a whole bunch of different things. Most of them have red in them. So
can you eat those?
Yes.
What do they taste like?
They call it Pacific red snapper.
Oh, there you go. Well, that makes sense, because I'm like, rockfish, I don't think I've ever ordered that.
Yeah, well, they are very good to eat.
Oh, good. Now, Jim, you're over there. What's going on?
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say that what I like about the rockfish, it's a very light white meat that is very flavorful. So it doesn't have that heavy fishy taste that people try to avoid.
Right. Now, Jim, I know you were past president, and now you're the vice president. And it sounds like you've been with the club a while. What have you loved best about it?
Well, it's really the fellowship. You know, you are with people who have kindred spirit. I mean, people who really love fishing and people who like firearms and target shooting. Mm-hmm. So it's an opportunity for you to meet people with the same hobbies, if you will. What I like about it in particular is that the charters are private. And so you really are with the same people, a core of people, almost on every trip. And you develop some very interesting and really rewarding relationships.
Right. Now, during the COVID-19, so it sounds like you have been getting some fishing up and running. Has that been recent, or have you been doing it the entire time?
Well, not the entire time, but we had to wait for the Dana Wharf's, their rules and regulations to come out. And they did, we wear a mask the whole time. And we also have available to us hand sanitizer and gloves if we want them.
Sure. Well, that's good. That's good. And let's talk about the fishing gear as well as, you know, maybe firearms. So for instance, if someone didn't have either one, what would you recommend?
Well, for fishing equipment, what we do is we have a pretty much a stockpile of our own.
Okay.
And what has happened is people, when they pass away or they move to another area, we get their equipment donated to us very often.
Okay.
Now, it's not all top notch, not all brand new right out of the store, but I've been in the rod building business for a long time. So what I do is I take the rods and I make them look new.
Oh, that's
I will replace the guides if they need to be, and put new finish on them and that kind of stuff. So I do the same thing with the reels. I take the reels completely apart and refurbish the insides. So, and I put fresh line on them. So if somebody needs to have, you know, a rod and reel to go on one of our fishing trips, I'll let them use one of ours.
great.
All of that equipment is for sale too. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. And it's all deep sea stuff, right? Ocean?
No, we have a lot of freshwater stuff too.
Oh, you do? So you don't just fish in the ocean, you fish in lakes too?
Yes, we as a group, we have not gone to any lakes recently.
Okay.
It's been mostly fishing offshore because the tuna fishing has been so good.
Right.
If I could comment on the program that Chuck is talking about, one of the things that we needed to do was answer the question for people who have been basically in corporate America working, and all of a sudden they've retired and they want to get back into fishing or target shooting. And in particular on the fishing side, we've answered the question of how do I get started again? Then go to a local tackle store and spend a huge amount of money on fishing equipment that's not really applicable to the type of fishing that we do in the charters. Chuck, and Chuck outfits you with exactly what you need at a minimal cost, a fraction, probably 10 to 15% of what it would cost you. And then we provide kind of some expert guidance both through the crew as well as those of us who've got a lot of scar tissue from fishing all these years, and provide the guidance that people need to get restarted.
Right.
Or start up if they've never done it before.
Exactly. And that's nice to know. And especially when you said, you know, hands-on instruction. I think that's important because many people might be fearful or, you know, especially now they might be a little nervous, but it's nice that you said that you have masks and gloves and things like that. And then also I think something I had mentioned earlier is, you know, you really don't want to have to go out on the half-dayers not knowing people, but you guys do it as a charter, so you kind of know everybody.
Yeah. It's kind of a really nice, like Jim said, fellowship kind of a thing, because, you know, as we're on our way out to our fishing spot or back home at the end, you sit down and have a conversation with everybody.
Right. Right.
At our meetings, we teach a little bit of some of the finer points. We have, for instance, we have a class on knot tying. So there's about a half a dozen different knots you have to be pretty versatile with to be able to fish.
Right.
Go ahead, Chuck. Sorry.
We also go into what baits to use. You know, because you don't want to be fishing for something that'll eat sardines and you throwing, you know, squid at them. They might not want that.
Absolutely.
And the other thing we've started doing is we have a pretty comprehensive list of subject matter experts that we bring in to provide tutorials, lessons, and then interact with the people. And they bring tackle and things of that nature sometimes. And we find that is really beneficial because you're learning from the real pros.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So when is the next trip?
Well, we have a day-and-a-half trip coming up in September, the 15th through the 17th.
Oh, that sounds like a good one. Are you guys heading out further than you normally would?
Yes. We'll be going probably as far as San Clemente Island.
Oh, okay, great. And
about 60 miles or so. We load up with bait and take off. You can get all your equipment ready to go and everything, and then there's a bunk room down below decks, and you can bunk out in the bunk room, and it's set up for COVID-19.
Oh, nice.
With little curtains, and we don't have people in every bunk, so it's spread out. So it complies very nicely with it. 5 o'clock the next morning, we start fishing, and we'll fish till whenever it gets dark.
Wow.
Our main target species there are tuna. The bluefin tuna has been really, really good the last few years, but the limit is 2 a person. So once you catch your 2, you're pretty much limited into what you can do. But we do try to fish close enough to the areas where there are other things too. There's a yellowfin tuna. You can catch 10 of those, I think. Isn't that right, Jim?
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
And there's Dorado too, the mahi-mahi.
Oh, yeah.
So we catch those, and California yellowtail. We catch all that stuff.
That's awesome. I love everything you're saying. You catch it, I'll eat it.
Okay. All right.
Now to further answer your question, the next charter though is the 24th of this month. That's the daily charter. That's the one that goes from 8 a.m. as Chuck was pointing out till 3 p.m. So that's August 24th.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. Now, Jim, I wanted to ask you, tell me what's your favorite dish with the fish that you catch?
Oh, that's real easy. It is Parmesan crusted rockfish.
Ooh, yum.
So,
that's awesome.
Flour, then egg, then into a mixture of 50% panko, 50% Parmesan cheese, then cooked either in an air fryer or cooked in some light canola oil or something in a skillet.
Yum, that sounds good. How about you, Chuck?
Well, I like almost the same thing, but I like the ground macadamia nut.
Oh, gosh, you guys are speaking my speak here. This is crazy. Nice. Well, this is really good information. I don't recall that I've ever met you guys before and talked about all the great stuff you guys do. Sounds exciting. The weather is really going to start getting pretty warm here over the next few weeks. So I'm sure you're going to be, a little toasty out there, but I'm sure you bring all your sunscreen and wear your hats and
it does run about 10 to 15 degrees cooler on the water.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Excellent. Well, next time we have you guys on, hopefully it'll be in the studio and you can bring me some of those delicious items you just mentioned.
We will do that for sure.
Count on it.
You can come out with us and catch them for yourself.
Oh, maybe someday.
Okay.
All right. Thank you both. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you too, Lisa.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.
Hearing aids require a lot of attention. Don't underestimate the problems earwax can cause. Come in and see inside your own ear canals to find out how much blockage you have. Debris like earwax can cause up to 45% reduction in amplification. Your hearing aids may be able to be significantly improved to help you hear conversations clearly with a simple office visit. Every day, patients say, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so much better." Stop in or call us today for a complimentary cleaning and ear inspection. Tell them Stuart sent you.
Welcome back. All right, I hope you got the answer to the international proverb. So if you write injuries in the sand, what are you going to write kindness in? And this is from France. And the answer is you write kindness in marble. Isn't that nice? I like that one. That was probably a hard one. Some people might say wood or something else that was more solid than sand. So there you go. Okay, we have some concerts today we wanted to tell you about. We have Lady A live stream, and that's at 2 p.m. today, and that is on YouTube, and it is St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is what you can type in, so she's going to be doing a concert there. Then the other one we have is Jarrett James Nichols from Carter Vintage Guitars, and he will be at 3:30, although there is a charge of $8.25, and it's jarrettjamesnichols.veeps.com. And then one last thing I wanted to remind you about is the Movies at the Village, the drive-in movie that's coming up next weekend, Friday, August 21st at 8 p.m., Saturday, August 22nd, also at 8 p.m., $10 per car, and you're going to want to call 949-597-4282 between the hours of 12 and 4, and they do expect to sell out. I only can fit so many cars, so make sure you sign up for that. All right, let's take a look at our weather one last time. As I mentioned, it is very, very warm, and it's going to be super hot here in the next few days, so enjoy the nice cooling this morning. For Thursday today, we were looking at 89.71. Then tomorrow we start our heat up at 92.74. We will have a heat advisory. Saturday, 95.74. Sunday, 90.72. And then we start some sort of a cooling trend on Monday, 87.70. And have a great day in the Village. If you want to watch our program again, you can see it at 12:30 and 5 each day, or you can watch us again tomorrow morning at 9. Have a great day in the Village. Stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
I'm Dr. Beto, Doctor of Physical Therapy. I understand that your health needs don't just stop because you're unable to get to the clinic. But instead of going to a crowded clinic, our team of highly qualified clinicians provides safe, one-on-one care in your home. If you or your loved one are suffering from chronic pain, surgery, stroke, or recent fall, or you just want to get stronger, we can help. Call Care to You Health now and see if you qualify.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.